What is up, guys? Player One Gaming here. This is the Week 5 Big Ten predictions. No, Week 5 results for the Big Ten. Let's move on. Let's go to the first one. All right, I was wrong about this one. It's not at Central Michigan. This one was at Michigan State. I was wrong about this. Michigan State didn't look. I mean, they had the lead almost the entire game, except for the beginning where Central was leading 3-0. But Michigan State basically came back. This was kind of an underwhelming, underperformed game for Michigan State, and I'm not just saying that because I hate Michigan State. It's just they underperformed because Central Michigan is not a good team. They're really bad. They're like one of the worst in the FBS. And Michigan State wins 31-20. Not too great, but whatever. Indiana and Rutgers. Rutgers had a lead in the beginning. It was 7-0. Indiana came back, won kind of a close one, not really. It was a 2-possession win, but they win 24-17. It was a 1-possession win, not a 2-possession win. And we know for a fact Rutgers is not a good team, and when you allow 17 points for Rutgers and only score 24, you know Indiana is not that great either. So Indiana wins here by 7. Purdue and Nebraska. Poor Nebraska. They have not won a game yet this year. What is it now? They've gone all 0-4 for the first time since, what, 45? Or not 45. That was 0-3. It's probably 0-4 for the first time ever, honestly. But Nebraska loses to Purdue 42-28. They looked better in this game than they did in the Michigan game, but still allowed 42 points to be scored on their defense. Michigan and Northwestern. This one was a close one. Northwestern led 17-0 and for a while, and then the Michigan scored 17-7 at halftime, and Michigan came back, didn't let Northwestern score at all, held them to under 100 total yards in the second half, and won this one. Michigan did 20-17, and it literally came down to a Northwestern Hail Mary that we sacked them on. I think it was Chase Winovich who tacked him, or her sacked him. So Michigan wins. They're 4-1. And here was that Saturday night game. This was pretty much a good game. I wish it was a little more high scoring, and I wish Penn State would have won, but that's besides the point. Ohio State wins, and it was a very close one. 27-26, Ohio State. And Penn State had a lead, too. They were like 26-14 or something like that. And, if Ohio or if Penn State could have gotten that 2-point conversion, they would have probably won this one. So, they would have had a better chance of winning. Ohio State comes back, scores 2 touchdowns in like no time at all, and they win this one 27-26. The bye weeks, Maryland, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa, and Illinois were on their bye weeks. For some reason, there was a lot of bye weeks for a lot of Big Ten teams. So most of these teams play next week. I'm not sure who some of these teams play, but we'll find out soon. So I'll show you the new standings. Now, if you look at the bottom here, you can see Ohio State says 4-0. This is from last week. So when you look at it, Ohio State did win, so they cannot go down at all. Ohio State is 5-0, so they remain number 1. Penn State lost this one. They are now 4-1. Now, they only lost by 1 point to the 4th-ranked team in the nation. And You know, I didn't think of it. I mean, I did think of it. I thought to myself, if Penn State gets killed by Ohio State, Michigan will take second. But Michigan didn't have a great game. They won by 3 against a unranked team, and Penn State only lost by 1 to the 4th-ranked team. And yes, Michigan did lose by 7 to the 8th-ranked team, but the 8th-ranked team is not as good as the 4th-ranked team. So Penn State will remain at number 2. Michigan, 4-1 now. Wisconsin did not play, so they didn't have a chance to, show that they were better than Michigan. So they can't move either. So Michigan is still at 3 while Wisconsin's still at 4. Michigan State did win, and they didn't really necessarily win in impressive fashion. So they are still at 5. Iowa is at 6, so that hasn't changed either. Maryland didn't play as either, so they are still at 7. Number 8 is Indiana. They played Rutgers, and I don't think they moved either. Yeah, no, they didn't move either. Because it was a fairly unimpressive win. Minnesota didn't play, and I couldn't move them because, they didn't do any better because last time they played, they got killed by Maryland. Illinois is still at 10. I think they were still at 10. Yeah, Illinois is at 10. Northwestern is at 12 now, from going down from 11 because they did lose. So number 12 was Purdue, and Purdue went up to 11. Rutgers and Nebraska. Nebraska's 0-3. They did lose to Purdue, the team that was winless for a while. And so that made Nebraska probably the worst team. And Rutgers had a pretty good game against Indiana. So Rutgers did go up to 13 from 14, even though they did lose. Nebraska is the only team that has not won a game. So Nebraska is at 14. They're 0-4. They're last in the Big Ten. And where did I put Purdue again? I put Purdue at 11. So they went up 1. And in week 5, 5 wins for the Big Ten, 4 losses. Those 5 wins being Ohio State, Michigan, Michigan State, Indiana, and Purdue. Those 4 losses would be Penn State, Northwestern, Rutgers, and Nebraska. So 5-4. So that's the video for today, guys. I don't know if I'll make my predictions on week 6 for tomorrow or the next day. We'll see. But thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.